Hello, another late record this week because of heat. The cool change has come through though, so everything is calm and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Now, my problem this week has been 2 Point Museum, which I thought might be a very good game, and I was correct, and it is a very, very good game. And that's basically all I want to do with my time, is play 2 Point Museum. So there is a little bit of crafty progress, but not as much as there might have been had I not been playing hours and hours and hours of 2 Point Museum. So I haven't got a lot of crafting done, but I have built some very good museums. So I think I'm on a winner. This did get wet finished, holding it up so well. I did nearly forget. I remembered suddenly on Monday that I had not wet finished it. It hasn't been pressed. Do I need to say that on this channel, or do we just, no? Can we just take that as read? She hasn't ironed anything. So the fringes are twisted, and the yarn has both bloomed and shrunk. So blooming is when the yarn swells up. Shrinking is when it shrinks. I probably didn't need to clarify that. And what that means is that the colour stripes are a lot bolder than they were. So because it was a little bit open, the colours were there. You could see the stripes. But now they're like really almost solid stripes. I'll hold that up better. No, I can't because that bit needs pressing. And this feature stripe, or visual interest stripe, or accent stripe, whatever you call it, this stripe for the sake of having a stripe, because that's bloomed and also shrunk in a little bit, the grey areas are a lot more solid, so it stands out better, and therefore the colours going across it are a little bit brighter as well. So I'm really pleased with this. I think it's come out well. It's got good drape. I'll do you the drape wave, and it just needs a bit of a press, and I'm sure I'll get round to that. I've got a pile I need to press and photograph, and one of these days, possibly one of these days. Now, last week on the triangle loom I had the banana silk, and that is off. Where is it? I knew I had it. The banana silk, I nearly said the banana loom, which I don't think is a thing. The banana silk is off the loom. I've done one triangle. It took forever. So let's talk about that. So if you're observant, and if you're not, don't worry, because I'm going to tell you about it anyway, you'll notice that the point, you hop out of the way, is not full. Like that should be a full point of weaving down to a point. If I had thought about this for more than 8 seconds, which doesn't sound like me, I would have realised that this was going to be a potential problem. Banana silk hasn't got any stretch. So when you're using a yarn on a triangle loom or any other pin loom, I would assume, it's been a long time since I've used another one, but I'm sure I'm right. That yarn's got a little bit of stretch in it. So yarn like wool or whatever that's got a little bit of stretch and relax in it means that when you've got it on the loom, you can feed your hook through to pull the loop down to weave it, and then everything stretches, lets the hook through, and then lets the yarn through, and then everything relaxes and everything's chill. This has got no stretch. So the other two triangles that I've done, I know shapes, don't you worry. Things started to get a bit tight around here, which is standard, but not so tight that it was unworkable. This got tight about there. So this has been a bit of a battle to get the hook in and then to get the yarn through, because it does catch on itself a lot. I mean, it's worth it. Look at that. That's so nice. And I will be making more because I want to do my neck thing. But once you get to the middle bit, there was no way I was getting a hook through there. I tried a loop of wire, and that was taking a very long time because I was feeding that through and then looping it around the yarn and then feeding it back through again in the same pattern, only not very well because you can see my skips there. There's a skip. So in the end, this middle thread, which comes down from the middle, comes down from here. I ended up skipping some nails at the top and skipping some nails at the bottom, just to give myself a little bit of breathing room. And then I needle wove that last thread through. Is it worth it? Yes. Look at that. Beautiful. I will be making a few more triangles just so that I've got my neck thing. Cowl? No. Tiny scarf? Possibly. I don't know what I'm going to call it. We'll find out when I've finished it. So there are a few more of these to make. I will try and leave more slack in the loop. So you pull a loop in. I can't go through it because I haven't got the loom with me. Just trust me, there's a loop situation. So I'm going to try and leave a bit more slack when I do the next triangles. Now, I appreciate that I bought the triangle loom for specific yarn, and you have yet to see that yarn be used on the loom. Reason being, I'm going away next week for a few days, and I'm going to take the triangle loom and my nice red and purple yarn that I've been looking forward to putting on the triangle loom, and that's going to be one of my activities while I'm away. I'm also going to take one of the cross stitches. Do you remember when I used to do cross stitch? Probably not. You don't even have to be new to the channel to not remember when I do cross stitch. I've got 2 big pieces in progress. I've got one that I started 10 years ago this year. Probably time to get that finished. So I'm going to take that with me and see if I get any progress on it. So yeah, no video next week, by the way, because I'm not going to be here. So that is triangle 1 of I don't know how many, 4 maybe, I don't know. Now, the little loom, as my light fades, I was just complaining about the sunlight and now it's disappearing. So let me grab the little loom and run you through that. It's not complicated, it won't take long. 1 second. Okay, and now my light's going because my memory card filled up and I had to go and empty it and shout at it for being so slow. Anyway, I've got enough light to show you my green scarf. I said last week it was going to be green, and it is. It's on the little loom, as you can see, because I don't wave my big loom around like that. I would do myself a mischief. This is some of the leftovers from this greeny scarf I did a couple of weeks ago with heirloom, I want to say heirloom, merinos in dark green for the side here and a light green here. So it is just a plain weave, and it's more advanced than usual for Work in Progress Wednesdays because the hem stitching is actually like 3 or 4 advances in. Advancing is when you wind the warp down to keep weaving on it. So I've got a bit to go, and I will show you how that comes out in a couple of weeks. But that is all I have for you this week. You take care of yourself, and as I said, no video for next week, so I will see you the week after next week, which is a date in the future. I was going to give you the date. I shouldn't have committed to that because I don't know what the date's going to be. Anyway, you take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.